This is my review on South Central Baddies Season 6, Episode 10, which is the finale. I'm also tired of the OGs getting special treatment as well, because Blasian came in and woke it up, along with Kana as well, because beforehand, majority of the season was dead. Why do they keep showing stuff that we saw the previous episode again and adding it in like it's new to this episode? Like, they need to stop doing that, because they're just trying to, like, get a certain amount of, like, scenes or whatever through the door. I'm tired of it. But on another note, though, Blasian and Fiji would be a good duo as well in regards to, like, the athleticism. I don't think I'm saying it right, but you know what I mean. Liddy did very well against C Rose though. She had to kind of do like a crisscross and whatever, but we all know that Liddy's been in the gym and she's very athletic. I feel like with Rhea and Scarlett, obviously knowing like Scarlett's weight and stuff, she was never gonna be as fast getting up compared to Rhea, or Raya her name is. But obviously when it came to like the NFL type of like going charging at her like a linebacker type vibe or whatever it is in NFL, the role they play when they're charging at people, Rhea couldn't stand a chance against Scarlett, and she barged her down to the floor and won. Ivory is a weirdo, and I'll say it every single season. I also can't stand Ivory fans that come and start defending bullshit. She's weird. Everyone put their beef aside to play this game and like think, okay, we're gonna put everything aside because we want to win money as well, and we want to just have a bit of enjoyment. You decide this is the time now for you to get Kana, and you decide to start hitting her. Bear in mind, you already snuck her and jumped her like already with your sister and your girlfriend that you're also abusing as well. But you decide this is the time that you want to be pounding on her and punching her as well. Like, that was very weird. And this is what I mean with the favoritism as well. Why are they all there? Then on top of that, apparently Donye and Fiji or whoever it was at the side were also getting in. Then on top of that, Scarface, you're losing me, because why are you jumping in now to a fight that has nothing to do with you, and you're Scarface is sneaking Kana, even though she didn't jump her technically, because obviously they were already broken up by that time. But why are you getting involved now? Instead of you to find where Kashmir is and fight her, like, this is what I mean. They keep prioritizing the wrong stuff this whole season. Then we got these challenges as well. They're saying, okay, ET's team won 20,000, Ivory's team won 16,000. They all get to keep their money. I don't believe that for 1 second. Unless someone shows me that they received that check from those games that they were playing, I don't believe it, because NowThatsTv gives struggle every single time. Because every time they're negotiating with their cast members before a show to get them to go run a fade for 2,500 or sometimes 6,000, sometimes 10,000 to even host a show. And you know you're making more than that on the show anyway and the network, just being cheap. So until I see someone say they cut that extra check, I'm not believing it. Also done. Wow, I don't understand Kana's reasoning for her saying that about Blasian and Fiji, whatever, because Blasian ran a fade with Fiji, even though she didn't need to, because Fiji was picking with people randomly, trying to get storyline and trying to get camera time. So it doesn't make any sense for her to say that to Blasian. If it was anyone else, I can understand, but no. With Blasian, no. So Scarface then admits to her reasoning as to why she got Kana's, because she was trolling. I'm sure there was other people in the group chat were trolling as well. I just feel like it's just piling onto one person that you know can't fight is a bit like, I'm looking at you sideways. And also, I still don't understand why they didn't allow Kashmir and Scarface to run that fight. They're saying that, Bree and Kashmir went home. Cool, why didn't you let them run the fade beforehand? Doesn't make any sense. An isolated area. Now we're gonna have to wait to them for them to get a Bad Blood episode out just for them to run the fade. And also, they didn't run it at the reunion either. So what's the point? So with the fight with Kana and Scarface, I'm going to give it to Scarface, because if you see when they slowed it down as well, those punches are lethal. Like, you can tell that they hit and they hurt. Like, jeez. And with the fight with Kana and Blasian as well, it was kind of given like Kana was on a suicide mission, because when she dropped Blasian, she also like dropped herself even, you know, like the effect was more on herself than it was on Blasian, because it's like she dropped really badly, or could have been bad anyway in regards to her face and her neck, compared to Blasian. She just like had a little bump on her head. And I'm just thinking, like, what was the point of that as well? Because you injured yourself more than Blasian. You injured Blasian. But I would say that was probably a tie, I think, because that swing on the floor. But also, I saw that Blasian's punches were hitting more, like connecting more than Kana's. Then we had Kana and Ivory, and I feel like Ivory was getting very cheeky at the beginning with that comment about Liddy, but when Liddy had you turned and twisted at that fireplace and on your back, and you were in pain and we could hear the loud thud when you hit the floor, you weren't talking like that. So let's not let her rewind that and do that again for you. But it's obvious that Ivory won the fight with Kana. But this is why, further on to the episode as well, why I didn't understand why Ivory didn't run it again, because then you start sneaking her, which is weird. This is what I mean with the favoritism as well. With the first round between Rhea and Blasian as well, I feel like Blasian had it in the beginning, but then obviously Rhea got it at the end when she was grabbing Blasian's hair as well. I would say for the second round, it gave tie, because they were both in there, like, thumping. Like, I feel like thumping, like, you could hear it as well. Like, doom, 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 doom. Like, they're going back and forth, rocking the boat. Rock the boat, baby. Then I had to pause, because why was Rhea saying, oh, yeah, what do you call it? she like Blasian's a replacement and this like that. But Rhea, you were boring all season, love. You were boring all season. Like, there was nothing you could say that was going to make me change my mind. I feel like they should have switched out Blasian for Rhea and it would have been a different outcome. Then the fight against Chili Bobo and India as well. India won the fight, clear as day. But India kind of fights like Pressure because she backs up, then starts like doing the uppercut thing that Pressure does. And the same thing that Pressure did to India in that room as well. But then also with that Blasian Ivory fight as well, I don't know who won the fight. Obviously, I can't take Ivory's word for it because there's been stuff Ivory said beforehand that, she's won the fight, then she hasn't. And then, or like she's, she's done her big one or she's done something to someone, then it comes out she hasn't done that. And with Blasian as well, I'm not entirely sure because her fights is like a hit and miss. But what I didn't understand, why Jazz was trying to throw something. Jazz, you're a loser. Like, I'm so sorry, you're a loser and you're hiding behind your little sister half the time. If you really wanted that fade with Blasian, you would have got that. You would have got that, but you didn't want to. Now you're throwing stuff, acting like you're doing something because your sister's there, always backing you up. Yes, there's been times where Jazz has been alone on a show, and look where, look what happened there. She got put in a blender. And then her sister has to always come and fight her battles for her. Like when Jazz got beaten up on the Valley Girls, by Baby Tyson. Now Ivory has to get her lick back for her sister, and she beat up Baby Tyson on this season of Young and Reckless LA that hasn't come out yet, but they finished filming. Also, I don't understand why Fiji is trying to pick on Bunk Life right now on the last day. I would just be more interested in the food, and you're interested in fighting these people. Why are some of these people so interested in fighting on an empty stomach as well? I don't understand it. This is why Fiji, in her head, she probably thought she was going to be a fan favourite. You're a loser because you're always picking fights people that don't want to fight. You can see they're not interested in fighting. Then you go and slap her guacamole as well. Yes, Kayla made a comment about, animals, whatever, but she wasn't referring to you. She was referring to Chili Bobo because that's who she was in an argument with. You involved yourself. I want to start fighting people for no reason like a loser, throwing food around. Maybe, I don't know what's going on in your house, but we don't be wasting food around here. Like, I don't understand that. And then even to add on to Kayla's point as well, she literally said her and Fiji were cool. So this is why I say the weirdo shit is happening again, because she never had an issue with Fiji. All this time they've been there, they've never had an issue. Fiji's never involved herself. So why now, the last day, you choose to do this to them? It's weird. Again, back to my previous point as well. This is why NowThatsTv is weird with the favoritism, because when Connor asked to run the fight with Ivory, Ivory said, no, I'm not going to give you any camera time to do it. But now that the day's ended and the show's basically ended, you want to fight her, you want to fight Connor, you want Jazz to jump in as well, and you want Donier to jump in. Okay. And they're telling people that this isn't favoritism with NowThatsTV. No, Ivory, Tilo and Sway will be the downfall of NowThatsTV because of other stuff that's going on right at the moment. But it's just a bit too weird for me. Like, every single time they just allow her to do anything, she's throwing rocks. But Kana is minding her business, whatever. Donnie is trying to throw a chair at her. If someone is to throw a rock and smash her head in or take her out permanently in this lifetime, now it's going to be an issue. I'm also glad that Liddy admitted to hitting Kana unintentionally. Obviously, it's PTSD as well. Like, you just feel like someone's there, you just sock them and keep going about your day. And obviously, Kana was right as well. Like, she was basically hit by someone. But obviously, everyone kept gaslighting her, saying, no, no, that never happened to them. And I think also because they thought it was never going to happen, like, in regards to that Liddy actually doing it to someone, that's another reason why.